Hello and welcome back to the King's Indian Sämisch variation Bronstein Gambit with the queen sacrifice after d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, bishop g7, e4, d6, and now Sämisch variation of the King's Indian defense starts with f2, f3, one of the favorite opening line of the former world champion Anatoly Karpov, short castling, and bishop e3. So right now black is playing e7, e5, attacking the pawn on d5, on d4, and white is moving his pawn forward, d4, d5, trying to make the bishop on g7 very passive. And now black is responding with knight h5, queen d2, queen h4 check, g3, and going for the queen sacrifice. So black is sacrificing the queen after knight takes g3, queen f2, knight takes f1. So the history of this variation and the first games you can find in the first and the second part of this course about the Sämisch Gambit lines in the King's Indian defense Sämisch variation. Queen takes h4, knight takes e3. So black is threatening to play knight j2 check. At the same time knight c2 and also knight takes c4. So white has to give at least one pawn. As a result, black, as we know, gets two powerful bishops and 2 pawns for a queen, when for white is not so easy to find the clear plan of activation his forces. So I explained the last time that according to the theory the strongest continuation here is king e2 and after knight takes c4, rook c1. However, already in 1994 white tried many different options, because the game between Kasparov and Servan, which we saw last time, just raised a lot of new questions about the evaluation of this line. So I would like to show you the game between Björn Kolwer and Aaron Pickett from Ostend Open Tournament 1919, when white continued queen f2, attacking the knight immediately, knight takes c4, and now castling long side. So what white is intending, so maybe at the right moment to push the h pawn and to open file and activate the white's rook on h1. However, black is having great compensation for the queen, especially thanks to the lot of weaknesses over the dark squares. e3, f4. So Pickett immediately plays f5, queen e2, bishop h6 check, king b1, and now after knight e3, rook d3 and f4. So what we can see that black is having a very powerful knight on e3. Basically white chances to open up the position on the king side is just like a dream now, and black is ready to attack later on white center after c6, or first just to bring the knight via a6 to c5 and just continue his attack in the center. So still the knight on e3 just very unpleasant piece for white, just doesn't give white to complete his development easily. Knight e1, knight d7. So black would love to have the position after knight takes e3, f takes e3, and queen takes e3. So rook takes e3, bishop takes e3, queen takes e3. So now after knight f6 and then knight h5 and then rook f7, bishop d7, and second rook came to f8. So black is developing quite unpleasant pressure over the white's f3